What's up YouTube, it's Decklists TCG here and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Pittsburgh Regionals, the largest regionals we've seen so far this season, and we're going to be showcasing the top 16 deck list on top of analyzing the meta game and conversion rate. So let's dive into it right away with of course the deck analysis. So we see Gardevoir being the most popular deck in the room. That makes sense because Gardevoir really dominated the last weekend. So we had over in Frankfurt, over in Monterrey, we saw that Gardevoir did really well. People gravitate towards very consistent lists and it paid off. There was also an innovation on Gardevoir, people playing Jellicent to have an edge in the mirror match and all that. So we're going to be talking about that very soon. We see the second most popular deck, Dragapult Dusknoir. So you could personally say that Gardevoir and Dragapult are always the top tier decks of this format, in my opinion. Before we go into like Mega Evolution or anything, these are like the top decks in this regular format that we are seeing currently. Also, Gholdengo dropped down immensely from this Black Bolt and White Flare meta game ever since like the World Championship took place, where people innovated with like Chansey and the exchange ticket and Togekiss and all that. All of those situations made Gholdengo cheat out some prizes. Some even tested out the Cerulege with Briar in the Gholdengo, but Gholdengo not the most popular deck in the room anymore, and some of those also converted into a Gholdengo Joltik, so that's a different variant, popularized at Worlds by a Chinese player over in the senior division. So we see that working out here in the Pittsburgh Regionals as well, with a 6.4% meta share. Regular Gholdengo with 12.6%, so if you can group them together, it technically is still the most popular deck in the room, but some of those Gholdengo players reverted towards the Joltik line. We also see Raging Bolt still around, dropping underneath the 10%, so that's very interesting to see. I think like Raging Bolt was more popular over in Europe. Raging Bolt still a great deck, very easy to play. We have Noctowl, we have Teal Dance, you have everything you want in a deck. You can one-shot everything you want, and you have sniping capabilities of Raging Bolt. I think Raging Bolt, we'll see that in the conversion rate shortly what happened to that. And then there's also regular Joltik Box. So no Tera Box to be seen. People were playing probably more Shaman in their 60. Will we see like those initial timelines where people attacking Shaman, then Tera Box doesn't do well, and because Tera Box doesn't do well, people cut their Shaman again, and then Tera Box will do well again. Who knows? So let's see what happens in phase 2. So it's no longer day 1 and day 2, it's actually phase 1 and phase 2, because the first round of phase 2 is actually being played at day 1. With that being said, let's take a look at phase 2. What happens here? Gardevoir, you see that even gets more percentage points, 16.8% meta share for Gardevoir. That's actually grouping them all together, the Jellicent build and the regular classic build with tons of Bravery Charm. Dragapult Dusknoir stays around the same percentage, around the 14% meta share. Raging Bolt gains 1 percentage point, so actually 1, it's like actually 0.7% meta share. Raging Bolt, third most popular deck, and then Gholdengo, if you group them all together, is still the most popular deck in the room, but they are splitting them into two separate variants. We have regular Gholdengo and Gholdengo Joltik Box. Gholdengo Joltik Box gaining 3% meta share, and the regular Gholdengo drops down like 3%. So lots of Toedscruel to be seen in a meta game like this. Budu really make sure that, or even the Jellicents in general, make sure that you can no longer use items. So Superior Energy Retrieval heavily targeted, not only by Toedscruel, which can shut down Superior Energy Retrieval, but also by Jellicent, which is a lot of the crazy good players out there navigated towards the Jellicent for this tournament. So that's why Gholdengo dropped off a little bit. And then we see Tera Box rising up. It was not even on the chart during phase 1, but in phase 2, Tera Box was still around, even though there was a significant increase of Shaman in the decks at Pittsburgh. So let's check out the top 16 archetypes right now. The first one would being Liam Halliburton with first place. Also Christian Labella plays the exact same 60. Look at that. Zoroark. So all it took was Zoroark to take down Gardevoir from dominating all of these events. Gardevoir has been tearing up the scene ever since its release, and has been winning lately like almost every event out there, including the World Championships. But now the Darkness type Pokemon will rise, and yeah, we see here Zoroark EX, a very strong archetype. You might see this is also one of those decks that wants to go first. And the good news about going first is that on turn 2 you can start pressurizing with the Ferocious Flame attack of the Ents Reshiram 170. Combine that with Binding Mochi and the Petran, you can hit up to 210. Actually 220 even because of the... no, 210. 210 is the most damage you can do unless you get damage yourself. Every single damage counter being put on you can be reverted back twice to the opponent because of the outrageous attack of the Ends Reshiram. Toadstool here, making sure your Gholdengo matchup is nice, but also can... caught like Gardevoir in the crossfire because those rely on tons of Night Stretchers and all that. We also see that Munkidori is part of the plan, and with Energy Switch you can get like double Munkidori out of nowhere, but the Energy Switch also super useful to start attacking with the Patcheran in the late game to get a huge one-hit KO over there. Maractus to trap opponents is slowly but steadily becoming one of my favorite cards in this meta game, and you have the Cleffa to draw cards, because I always say like Maractus, oh, why do you like it? You can win games when people are not careful enough, like throwing away your Prime Catcher early on. Stuff like your Switch Owls playing, yeah, your Prime Catcher is like very important. Like this Maractus can help yourself in the Raging Bolt matchup, which is definitely something you need to be careful of when playing Zoroark, so that's why it's in there. You have Serrano, getting yourself 3 EXs. That could be like Phasandipity, double Zoroark EX, or triple Zoroark EX if you want to. We have double Turo, so you can heal off a little bit as well, and PP up can get yourself some energies on your Zoroark. And the most important card for me personally in this 60 is going to be the Team Rocket's Watchtower. This is an incredible stadium card in this meta game. You shut down Raging Bolt because you pretty much shut down a lot of things, right? You shut down Pidgeot EX, you shut down Noctowl, you shut down Blood Moon, you shut down Ditto. I could keep going, but this is a very impactful card. Combine that with a well-timed Iono, and you can be stealing games out of nowhere. So that's why this is a very awesome 60. We're going to be playing it tomorrow on the channel. Currently the TCG Live application is in maintenance, so I cannot play it, but it'll be for tomorrow. Very strong archetype here. I wonder if we're going to be seeing more Zoroark in the upcoming regionals. Then we have Aban Ahmed with Gardevoir Jellicent. This is a 60 that was played by the whole squad here, it seems. Third place, Rahul as well. Henry Chow, 27th. And then we have Jackson Ford and Steven Varesco, if I pronounce it correctly. So tons of people on the innovation. So they played the innovation with like the 8th Psychic Energy and the 4th Earthen Vessel the week before. And this is an immediate result of that build, because the other build, they want to counter their own build, and that's the perfect way to do so. You have Jellicent and the inclusion of the Air Balloon. Air Balloon, really useful in Gardevoir list, allowing you to actually get yourself some item lock situations going. You did see that Aban really destroyed Gholdengo in his way, making it all the way into the finals, but a very, very strong performance by showcasing the Oceanic Gloom attack of the Frillish in combination with the ability of the Jellicent EX. You also come back with TM Devolution, very strong. A little bit low on the Bravery Charm tier, but they added in, of course, more disruptive shenanigans, so there is still a 3 line, like a 3 Darkness Energy, 3 Munkidori in there, but instead of relying on the high amount of Bravery Charms and the consistency, they went for Jellicent, and with Air Balloon you can make it happen. 1 Arven is enough with Secret Box to get your stuff going, so very, very strong 60 piloted by a lot of players. Third place with Rahul, also same 60. Then we have Calvin Connor. This is the Gardevoir build without the Jellicent, so very similar to the 60 we saw the weekend before, but instead of playing a 4th Earthen Vessel, there has been something extra in here. I should think about what is extra added in here. 4 Munkidori, 4 Darkness Energy, so that's kind of nuts, but yeah, consistent Guardy without the Jellicent. Then we have Bradley Curcio with Gardevoir Jellicent as well, so Gardevoir Jellicent did insanely well. This is actually the same 60 that Henry Chow played at the World Championship. So Henry Chow, the mastermind behind all of these Guardy lists, doing it again. So it's the same 60. We talked about this before on the channel, so nothing more to say. So look at that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 Gardevoirs in the top 8. And what deck won in the end? Zoroark EX. And I couldn't be any more ecstatic about this. Zoroark EX is actually a super cool deck. Then we have 6th place, Distant Hatcher with Gholdengo. The only Gholdengo that made it this far, it was with Togekiss. What is different about this build? We see Tool Scrapper, which was actually, I think, if it's like a couple of cards similar to like Piper Lapine's 60 from Worlds. But yeah, I think it's the only difference, like the split line between the Gimmigholes, I would say. Other than that, something we've seen before. But yeah, Togekiss with the Wonder Kiss. This is actually the way I lost my win in at Frankfurt, because of a coin flip of a Wonder Kiss. Togekiss is very scary, can cheat out additional prizes, and yeah, with the Cypher Maniac, you can just put up rare candy on top of the deck, as well as the Togekiss itself, draw it all up with coin bonus. There was a lot of Gholdengo hate in going into this tournament, as mentioned, Jellicent, Toedscruel, so that's why Gholdengo didn't make it all the way into the finals, but very strong 60 still. Levincia is going to be a workaround if you can time your energy dropments with Make It Rain attack perfectly. Levincia can help yourself even against item locking decks out there, so strong 60 altogether. Then we have time for some Dragapult Dusknoir by Lance Bradshaw. United States, all of these people doing really well, and this is a slow Dragapult 60. So we saw that Tort innovated at Frankfurt with 4 copies of rare candy. Well, scratch that idea, go back with the defensive approach with, of course, yeah, more outs to energies, that's for sure. This 60 is playing 7 energies, which is way better. Also, the Jamming Tower returns to the deck, and then we see like yeah, 3 copies of Countercatcher and 2 balls. So more gusting capabilities again. There's a lot, like I said, a 4-4-3 line of Dragapult EX, so very thick line out there, and it makes sense. You're a very consistent build. You don't have to worry about very aggressive decks because the Joltik decks have not been performing all too well. Okay, continuing on. We have Simon Fang from Canada with Dragapult Dusknoir, and this Dragapult Dusknoir is also not playing a turbo amount of rare candy. That was just, it seems like a one-time thing. What do we see here? Yeah, 2 copies of Jamming Tower. Again, Hilda, very strong to get, of course, your energies flowing, and 7 seems to be the regular number. If you want to cut edges, you can cut down the Dragapult, you can cut down energy, and then drop in candies if you want, but Jamming Tower seemingly still strong in this format. Definitely if Gardevoir starts like innovating with this air balloon technology to item lock by turn 2. We have Alex Szymanski still on Tera Box. Tera Box, people, as you see, were playing Shayman, but not a lot of them. And you need Shayman on turn 1 to make quick use out of the protection on the bench. Let's see here. This is seemingly looking like a small evolution box instead of Tera Box, but yeah, there is 1 Eevee with the boosted evolution in there, 1 Leafeon EX, and 1 Flareon EX. I think Leafeon EX is kind of cool because with Leafeon you can use that second attack to heal off your bench Pokemon, which can be really useful against stuff like Mari's Grimmsnarl or Dragapult, for example, which can be very awesome. You have the Gravity Mountain to shut down, actually to put the stage 2s into a reduction of 30 HP, meaning that Pikachu can then one-shot them. And yeah, of course, the Menace itself, Wellspring Ogerpon still dominating boards if the opponent does not slap down Shayman. You have late game Blood Moon Ursaluna, and you have Lily's Clefairy to deal with Dragon-type Pokemon. Cool, cool, cool. Another Tera Box by Solomon Church. Let's see what this Tera Box is cooking with. No evolutions in here. Instead, we see Iron Leaves in the 60 and the Vitality Band. So no Gravity Mountain, but it is a Vitality Band. And also a Tool Scrapper in here as well. Tool Scrapper, as mentioned, can also get rid of some nasty cards, like, for example, a Maximum Belt, can get rid of Bravery Charms. I think Tool Scrapper is nice because you can get rid of Bravery Charms onto something like Phasandipity, which means that Blood Moon can still become your late game sweeper. So that is very cool indeed. You can also knock off some air balloons while you can trap something with something like the Balsasaurus to trap a Genesect if the opponent is not careful with their air balloon drop it. So there is still a lot of things possible here, and with, of course, Sup, you can also win games with Wellspring. If you are a little bit on the slower end, you can trap something with Sup, and then as soon as you have time again, boom, explode on the opponent with very aggressive board states with yeah, with Torrential Pump. You can get rid of 2 Pokemon instantly. Then we have Dennis Perroff from Canada with Gardevoir Jellicent. Same 60 as Henry Chow from World, so a lot of the same 60s doing well. So they have been, yeah, refined so far. Yeah, you see what I did there, refined. Even though Curlia with refinement is no longer around, the lists are refined. And it also seems to me like Gardevoir is like overperforming. Like back in the days we had broken cards, we have Shining Arcana, we have stuff like refinement, and now it is performing better than ever before. Maybe it's because the lists are better, or maybe it's because the players are better, but Gardevoir is insane. Next we have Tristan Panarelli from United States with Grimmsnarl. Okay, I played a very, very similar 60 at a cup recently and got second place. Yeah, this is something I could get behind. So we see high amount of monkey, 8 darkness energy as the norm, secret box stitching it out together, TM Evo to get your Frostlass, and Amari's Morgrim out of nowhere. I'm also a big fan of adding in the Maractus, which can win games, and also Shaman to protect your bands against not only like the aggressive Raging Bolt, Thunderburst, Storm attacks, but also can be useful to protect your Frostlass, so you can then trap stuff. And then even though this guy also has an ability, it can be useful because then Adrenaline can put it back all the way onto the opponent. So yeah, strong 60. I think, yeah, this is the only Marnie's Grimstone in the top 16. Then we have Ben Dobberstein with Gholdengo Joltik. This is an archetype that has been doing well lately, ever since like we saw a Chinese player, don't know or remember the name, from the senior division, doing well, even winning against Gabriel Fernandez. We see here that there's also a Gimmighoul I don't see very often. Flip a coin of heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage and effects done to this Pokemon. This is the first time I've saw that Gimmighoul in a 60 before. But yeah, you go second, use Jolting Charge, charge up Iron Hands, take 2 prize cards there, and then finish off with Gholdengo, make it rain, Gholdengo, make it rain. That's pretty much what the deck does. You have Levincia to get your energies back in combination with the Superior Energy Retrieval, and Pheasantipede can draw cards as well as the coin bonus from the Gholdengo in there. So strong 60 as well, and it got top 16. Then another Gardevoir is Riley McKay, our world champion. Here we go here. The world champion got like 50 grand from winning that. So we have Gardevoir here. This is the exact same build that he played at the World Championship. So nothing has changed. Still rocking the Fluttermane, which you don't see in most of these Guardian lists. So that's the only innovation. Also only one Bravery Charm. And yeah, that's about it. So, to be honest, this is still the World Champion 60. Let's go. Getting all the way into top 16. Now we have Justin Newdorf. Also, now that I think about it, Justin got second place at the World Championship. So yeah, people doing well at Worlds, still doing well in this format. It makes sense. They have practiced a lot. So we see here, this is also the exact same 60 that he played at the World Championships as well. So I think this format has been completed. We are just direly waiting for Mega Evolutions to appear because, yeah, Dragapult, Gardevoir, a little bit of Tera Box Resurgence, and Gholdengo. Yeah, I guess it's nice, but the only new thing is Ant's Zoroark right there. We have Bodie Robinson. Also, yeah, this is a 60 played by a lot of people as well. What is here? Like maybe flip-flopping a little bit with more Bossasaurus, maybe a Jacques left and right, but the 60s have been refined for Dragapult Dusknoir, and Dragapult Dusknoir seems to be the best way. Straight Dragapult having a hard time over in this format. So yeah, also what I can say here is that Gardevoir really doing well. If we take a look at like the statistics here, that is insane. The conversion rate of Gardevoir still is something we should think about here. Also, now that we have the full information, we can also head over to the regional here at Pittsburgh and Limitless Labs to take a look a little bit closer. Then we can also take a look at what won in the senior division. It was an Evolution box, believe it or not. So there is that Evolution box with a Volcanion in there to, of course, help out against these pesky Pikachus out there. So that's an interesting way to go about it. Because with the Volcanion, you can burn them and then knock them out. And also the cool thing is that if you then knock them out, because of the burn, they can also not activate Pheasantipede, which is a great thing. So Sylveon, it's been a while since we've seen Sylveon with the Angel Eye, one of the most scary attacks in the format. So we had, let's see here, in the senior division, it was William winning, then Gardevoir, Jellicent second place, then Dragapult, Dusknoir, and Gholdengo. So like these three, Gholdengo, Dragapult, and Gardevoir, are like defining this format. Let's take a look at what won in the junior division. Dragapult, Dusknoir as well, with Orion winning that. And there's one Raging Bolt in the junior division getting third place. Take a look at that 60. Something we've probably seen 1,000 times before. It is a classic Raging Bolt list with nothing. The only spice thing is like a Turo. Some people are attacking in Iron Leaves to not get Maractus, but this Turo could also be very useful to surprise the opponent out of nowhere if they want the Maractus trap. So yeah, that's pretty much the regionals over at Pittsburgh. There were 2,691 players, which is one of the highest numbers we've ever seen. This is not an IC, might I add. This is just a regional, so the game is still growing. Taking a look at the meta game here, going with some conversion rates. The highest conversion rate there was like one Palafin, making it all the way to day 2 with 100%. Charizard, Dragapult, 5 people playing that in day 1. 3 of them converted all the way into day 2. And Conkeldurr did really well at Frankfurt, surprised like literally everyone. There were 29 people playing that, and 13 got into day 2, so that's a 44% conversion rate. Very strong indeed. So Conkeldurr has a very great time up against stuff like Gholdengo, Joltik Boxes, Raging Bulls, but has a very terrible time up against stuff like Gardevoir. So it makes sense that it is being stopped in its tracks, because Gardevoir is still the most popular deck in the format. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of the Pittsburgh Regionals. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. It only takes 1 tiny second every time, but it does help out the channel tremendously. If you made it this far into this video, thank you all very much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow to play Zoroark for you guys, so hopefully that will be alright. And the cool thing is, Thursday we're also gonna be seeing the release of Mega Evolution on TCG Live, so hopefully I'll be able to make something cool like Mega Lucario to showcase how the deck is flowing. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, and also big shout out to my sponsors making the videos possible here. We have DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Use the coupon ZABLOS5 and get 5% off your order. There's PokemonStore.com for your TCG Live code card needs. You can get them with 5% off with instant email delivery using the coupon ZABLOSTCG, and Cardmarket.com for European players where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. You can use the referral name ZABLOSTCG to help support the channel. Yeah, thank you all very much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG epicness. Peace.